welcome to another episode of The Positive Side of the Bad Stuff. I'm Leslie Pogue, your host. Today is the third installment of my interview with Terry Hawkins, the author of Why Wait to Be Great, It's Now or Too Late. And in this episode, she gets into a little bit about my background. We kind of wrap up our conversation just about, why we do what we do and helping humanity just to feel better. So tune in and we'll be right back.
What's your background?
My background, I was diagnosed with anxiety, panic disorder with depression when I was in my early 20s. And they threw me on Prozac, and one day they said lithium, and all I heard was lobotomy. Yeah, that's all I heard, right. I was like, not only am I not doing the lithium, but Prozac, yeah, that's going out the door too. Oh, no, you can't do that. Yeah, watch me. Because even at my lowest point, I knew that logically this has to make sense. So okay, I have this anxiety panic disorder with depression. What does all that mean?
Just back up a little bit for me. So how did you get to that?
I just remember being really sad. That's the part I'm still trying to dig deep on, because I don't remember, quite honestly. I don't remember what brought me to the doctor. I remember the diagnosis. I remember never being happy. And I know it started probably when my mom and dad split and all that stuff as a kid. But I wasn't abused. I wasn't, I was just sad. I was just a pissed off kid.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just pissed. Like, from the moment we left Texas, I was angry. And I took it out on everybody. My mother especially.
How old were you when they split?
I was in third grade, so whatever that age is 8. Oh, so, and that's funny because that's my favorite age, that's really interesting.
And 8 is also when you anchor your values.
Yes.
And so sometimes I write children's books around this, and I wrote a children's book called Let's Do Happy, about a little girl whose parents split up.
Okay.
And
it's me. Who knew?
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And Lucy got sad, into the habit of being sad, and she didn't know how to be unsad. And she thought that, and then there's another part there too. When I was speaking to someone around the same time when I was writing this just came in, so I'm going to trust it. Where when her pony died, this little girl, when her pony died, she was scared to not be happy. She was scared to be happy because she thought if she was happy, people would think she didn't love her pony anymore. And I think what happens to a lot of kids is if they get happy, it's as if they're happy with their parents being split up.
Right.
So
they
after a while,
exactly,
you get into the habit of sadness. And I love what you said when you said, I can't even remember what it was. Because people start to go, maybe it's, a repressed memory.
Right.
And I think sometimes it's just, we're in the habit of sadness and we don't know how to snap out of it, or not even snap out of it, we don't know how to reverse the habit.
Exactly.
Because the wiring now, it only takes 3 years for it to be hardwired.
Oh, wow.
And then all of a sudden that's who you are.
Yeah.
And so,
and I never saw that. My mom was a happy person too. That was the other thing. She wasn't happy. Nobody around me was happy. So I didn't know what happy even looked like.
Yeah, so you didn't learn happy.
I didn't learn it. Yeah, I never learned it. Even when we were in Texas and I was little, I didn't see that. So I didn't know what it even looked like to be happy. So it wasn't until I got older that I'm going, okay, you know what? I see people on TV that's happy. Yeah, I've seen it in movies and TV, and I even have friends that are happy. Let me figure out how to get to the happy. How do you do that?
See, I love that. Without the drama.
Yeah. Without the drama and without the medication. That was the other thing. I'm like, I am not a medication kind of person.
So you were on the medication?
I was.
Which would have just screwed with you.
And it did. I felt nothing on Prozac. Prozac? You want to be numb? You get you some Prozac, because that was just nothing. But like I said, when they said lithium, again, I didn't know a lot. But in my brain, I'm going, okay, lithium kind of changes the way you think. At least I think it does, and I'm not okay with that. So it was time to just approach it logically. And I just read books, understood what was actually happening. It's a chemical imbalance, and it's a real thing, and it makes me crazy, and that's why this is my message, because it makes me crazy when people say, well, depression is made up and all this other stuff, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not. And you have to address it. You have to do it. It's just like alcoholism. It never goes away, but you learn how to live with it. You learn how to live around it.
Well, and you also, because I have my own thoughts on all of this, when we say alcoholism never goes away, you can actually rewire the brain.
You can.
And I know this is going to upset a lot of people, but
okay, get ready.
So what happens is people start going around saying, I'm an alcoholic, I've been sober for 20 years, whatever it is. I hate that. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Because every time you say I'm sober, it's a comma, it's not a full stop, it's not a period. It's I've been sober for 15 years, comma, because before this I was a drunk. And so the brain gets both parts regardless of what you say. So what did you say? The brain latches onto the negative?
It does.
So we go, I am an alcoholic, or I've been sober. Why don't you change it to, I only choose to fuel my body with healthy fluids and food.
Absolutely.
And so I spoke to a woman last night, and you know, she said, I've been sober for 25 years, and straight away I went, there's a real stigma around that. And I said, you've just chosen. I didn't drink for 11 years because I got a parasite, and I had to stop drinking for 4 weeks, and I couldn't believe the power that I had. And then my brother died from alcohol, so it's not like I'm coming from a ignorant viewpoint here.
Right,
But flip man, so in Alcoholics Anonymous, for example, I think the success rate is something like 18%.
Oh.
Because you go in there and you have to state it.
Right, you do, and that's a new lesson.
Well, you see it.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just repeating it over and over and over.
Yeah, so just turn your back on it.
Turn your back on it, absolutely, and that is a new lesson.
Just turn your back on it, and then eventually, one day we'll be able to do very cheap brain scans, and you'll be able to go, wow, you've got a completely new neural pathway.
Absolutely.
So I just go, you know, and with depression, I often say to people, what are you eating and what are you drinking?
Yes. And
how are you exercising?
And it's just those 3 things are so huge with that. It's amazing and so right. And that's why I've stopped going in that direction. And I'm just happy. I'm happy chick. People know me now as happy chick, which is really kind of cool. And that's it. I'm just happy. And
happy, exactly. But happy is just one thing, isn't it?
It is.
So, you know, my girlfriend and I wrote a song, and one of the paragraphs in the song is, you know, you came to, I can't remember the first bloody line. I was just swore, sorry.
I was hoping she would do
I'm a
that.
convict. I was from Australia. And so it was, you came to have fun, you came to have your heart broken, you came to love. And we came for all of the experiences. We came for the sadness. I said to these kids yesterday, you'll have many nights where you curl up in a ball, rocking yourself in the fetal position, crying your eyes out with a duvet over your head,
Absolutely.
wondering how the hell you got here.
Absolutely.
And then the next day you'll wake up and the sun will shine and something will happen and you'll be reminded that life is this. It's just not this. We weren't meant to have that.
No, we weren't. And you don't. You don't want that. And you can avoid that. Well, you can actually.
Yeah, of course you can.
It should be this.
Take your finger off the stove.
Exactly. And live. That's all I say. I just say just live. Don't never be a spectator in your own life.
Yeah.
Ever.
Beautiful.
Just be an active participant. So that's so important.
28 Days to Happy is your daily guide to walk you through acknowledging and accepting the truth about what's really going on in your world, to forgive yourself and others for the wrongs you feel have been done to you, and ultimately to identify and celebrate the happiness that is always there no matter what comes your way. Look for 28 Days to Happy at www.softskillsdirect.com or at amazon.com.
All right, are there any parting words you want to share with everybody? Anybody can reach out to you?
Yeah, sure. Well, my website's Terry Hawkins, so TerryHawkins.com, or it's Terry@TerryHawkins for my email. And last parting words would be to just trust that where you're at, you're meant to be, and to love all of your emotions, even your fear, even your anxiety, even your joy, because it all passes. And you know, we're meant to help each other. We're meant to stand side by side, and you know, when the hard times come, you know, the pressure of your mate standing beside you will hold you up. So,
thank you.
Love you.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, thanks you guys for joining me today. You know, tune in to the next episode. You know, as I always say at the end of every show, and I want you to say it with me: go, be, do.
Go be do.